Official press conference for Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz. Of course, a slice of the lightweight championship. We've seen some monumental shifts in the lightweight division, and we've seen some amazing fights here. Welcome you into the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I am your host, Karan Bhatia. We have a stacked card top to bottom, and of course, topped by Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz. We're going to be hearing from both men. And there's a tremendous undercard full of young, undefeated fighters. So we're going to get things underway here at the press conference. Let's throw it up to Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Karan, and thank you all so much for attending here today. The press conference, a great turnout. Thank you to all the media that have made the trip here to Las Vegas this week for a huge, huge night for the lightweight division. Of course, Devin Haney against JoJo Diaz for the WBC
Recording in progress.
Live on DAZN all around the world this Saturday from the historic MGM Grand here in Las Vegas. I had a moment yesterday where I felt we're really lucky people. We're really lucky to be here. The MGM Grand is a venue steeped in boxing history, and last week, of course, we were in the iconic Madison Square Garden for a fight that I think everybody that was there or everybody that watched on DAZN will never forget. George Kambosos dethroning Teofimo Lopez for a whole host of belts in the lightweight division. And of course, the moment where Australian boxing just lit up to see a new star in George Kambosos. And what a night it was for boxing worldwide. We've got a great card here and some undefeated fighters that we'll be talking to, undisputed world championships as well on the card, heavyweight action. And also we'll be hearing from George Kambosos up here on the stage just before the Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz press conference as well. This is part of an incredible schedule on DAZN to finish this year. Of course, last week, as I said, at Madison Square Garden. Tomorrow night, we're in Bilbao for a tremendous card for the European title in Spain. MGM Grand on Saturday night. Next week, Conor Benn takes on Chris Algieri in Liverpool. Katie Taylor defends her undisputed championship. The week after, we're in Uzbekistan on the Friday night for Madrimov against Soro, and Saturday night, December 18, we close the show with Chisora Parker 2, the big heavyweight rematch in Manchester. What a schedule. We are very, very lucky people to be living a dream every week on DAZN, but particularly this week, as are these four young men. Amari Jones, we'll start with you, 4-0, part of Devin Haney Promotions, ready to go. During a pandemic, you've actually been a lot more active than most young fighters as well, and a tough fight for you on Saturday night as well.
Yes, I have a step-up fight, and I'm more than ready. I've been training with a world champion. I train like a world champion, and I feel great.
Obviously part of Devin Haney Promotions as well. You've been with Devin throughout camp as well. An important role model for you as well. A guy who started very young, had a huge amount of experience on the road as well, and looking to follow in his footsteps.
Of course. Devin is on his way to, being undisputed champion, and and I look to follow in his footsteps.
Look forward to seeing you back in action on Saturday night. Alexis Espino, someone that wasn't as active during the pandemic, probably the least fortunate fighter of all. I think you had COVID, your mum had COVID, your opponent had COVID, then your opponent missed weight. We managed to get you out, probably not as much as we wanted to now, but looking to finish the year with a bang here in Las Vegas, your hometown.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's surreal, honestly, being here and just sitting in a venue where my whole life I looked up to being in a stage just like this in the MGM. And I'm more than ready, man. I'm excited.
Looking to go to 10-0 tomorrow night, and one of the first guys that we signed when we started out in the US, and all of you guys, Ammo here, Reshat, Nikita, Diego, you're all kind of at that stage now where 2022, things are going to start getting serious. Things are going to start progressing, 8-10 rounds, moving into regional championships as well. It's exciting.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I feel like the better the opponent, then the better I'll do. The more I get pushed, and the more I'll do. So I'm very excited to perform this Saturday because I know I'm going to look good.
I look forward to seeing you back in action. Mark Castro, for me, I think one of the great young stars of American boxing right now. 4-0, 3 Canelo undercards, and then virtually headlining with Mikey Garcia in your hometown of Fresno to go 4-0. Now the MGM Grand. Things aren't too bad for Mark Castro. You've had a lovely start and looked sensational so far in the start of your professional journey.
Yes, it's been a great start, but it wasn't too great because I got COVID a couple of times. I had some setbacks, but I'm blessed to be in this position. It was all about a part of God's plan, and now we're here, first fight in MGM, and I'm grateful and blessed to be here.
Your amateur pedigree is second to none. You've beaten virtually everyone on the world scene. 4 fights in, how do you feel that progression is going? Of course, 2022 is going to be a big year for you as well, but looking to progress, as I said to Alexis, go through the rounds and possibly look at regional championships next year.
Yes, I'm a fighter, so I stay in the gym. Daily sacrifices every day, so that's how you get the victories over these great fighters. They're great too, but I'm just better.
And finally, those 3 Canelo cards that you boxed on San Antonio, Miami as well, and then in front of, 70,000 at Dallas Cowboys. But last time in Fresno was pretty special for you, wasn't it? It's going to be important for you moving forward and plans to headline those there in World Championship fights later on in your career.
It feels great to have the support this early in my career. It's the testament to my family and my sacrifices, and I just feel like the fan base is growing every single day, and it's going to be a journey.
Absolutely. I know a lot of fans looking forward to watching your 5th fight on Saturday. A young man to my right, I'm so pleased and proud to see back. Ammo Williams, welcome back. Great to see that smile again. Well documented, your troubles coming off the back of that great win against Dennis Duglin. Many just wanted you to get better. Boxing was an afterthought, but not only did you get better, you're back better than ever in the boxing ring as well. New coach in Coach Cunningham as well. I know I speak for a lot of people at Matchroom and obviously your tremendous management team as well. We're all so happy to see you back.
Man, first off, I want to give thanks to everybody, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, Churchill, because, we could have took this time and only focused on, my personal life. But my management company stepped in and made sure that I elevated in my professional game as well. So I'm blessed. I'm thankful to Coach Kevin Cunningham for taking me under his wing. A lot of coaches would know I was going through a hard time, and he could have easily said, nah, I don't want to deal with that. But he took me in, and we had the greatest camp that I've ever had in my life. Shout out to my sparring partners. They gave me the best work that I've ever had, and it's a blessing to be here.
I know it's a stage in your life that you've overcome now, but I feel also important for young men to understand what you went through as well, and understand that it is part of the process of young men, successful young men as well. And it's okay to speak to people, it's okay to get help, and you're a great example of someone that's come through the other side.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, a boxer's life has a lot of pressure in it. We fight for our life. We do this to entertain everybody, but it's a lot of pressure. And as you see, people can turn on you from one day to the next. So a fighter deals with a lot, and it's just a good time. It's a good platform for me to be able to speak out about mental health and let people know, it's a real thing. And also speak for my brothers who share the ring with me, and just be a person that let people know what really goes on.
Good for you. And focusing now on your career, coming off the back of a great win against Dennis Duglin, last time out as well. I heard you say in the interview with Curran yesterday that Coach Cunningham's brought you something a little bit different. We know that you're heavy-handed with both hands, can be a little bit wild, but massively entertaining as well. But seems to have refined you in there as well. You talk about understanding, being comfortable in the pocket, being able to defend yourself at all time. He seems to have really brought another element to your game.
Oh yeah, he definitely did, because ammo is always exciting. I always bring fireworks, and sometimes I can get ahead of myself and actually think about you guys before I think about myself. But now that we're stepping into the higher levels, like you mentioned, 2022 is going to be a big year for all of us. Now that we're stepping into higher levels with more dangerous fighters, I got to still be dangerous, but I got to be more safe. And that's where Coach comes in, and actually the knockouts are going to be more clean, more spectacular.
Well, we look forward to seeing them, and as I said, everyone's so happy to see you back, mate. Well done. 4 of the best young prospects in US boxing sitting right up here will be live on DAZN on Saturday night as we continue to watch the progress of their career as they move forward to hopefully going on and challenging for the World Championship themselves. Guys, we're going to have a photo up here and then we'll move to the Undisputed Championship of the World.
All four of those men undefeated. All four between the ages of 19 and 25. Amari Jones, 19 years old. Mark Castro, 22. Alexis Espino, 21. And Ammo Williams, 25 years old. So we're going to be showcasing a lot of young talent. And I will be joined by Ammo Williams. We're going to talk about his incredible story. We know that he took some time off for mental health. He's back now. And I am joined by Ammo Williams. Ammo, how are you doing, my friend?
Great, happy to be back. We in the mecca of boxing. You know, for a boxer, that's the best thing that could happen to us.
And the last time we saw you was in March. You took some time for your mental health. You set an example by doing so, right? It's a courageous thing to do. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling great. You know, I got to be thankful for my management company, especially Pete Berg. You know, he's really advanced as a human being, and he let me, you know, he gave me all the resources I need to get to the bottom of a lot of things. You know, us boxers, most of us don't have the greatest upbringing. Most of us, you know, have a lot of stuff in our personal life that needs to be dealt with, and I got to deal with all of that stuff. And now, you know, I'm better than ever.
And we're looking forward to your fight on Saturday night. You're fighting here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I mean, there have been so many spectacular boxing matches that have happened here. What does it mean to you to be fighting here?
It means a lot to me. You know, I get to share a space that a lot of history has been made, and I plan to make a lot of history in the game. So being able to have this stage so early in my career, get used to these things, is just a testament that I will be, you know, making history of my own. And I'm getting more and more comfortable in these venues so that, you know, when it's my time to headline a show, I won't have those nerves and things.
And then final question for you. I know you've said in the past, I'm different, right? You're not like everyone else. So what makes you different?
Oh, yeah, I'm extremely different. You know, it started at 19, and my power is crazy. And now I'm learning how to place the power more and more. And that excitement that I bring into the ring is going to be on full display. Right now, I'm just letting the storm brew. But Saturday night, y'all going to see why I'm different.
We'll see you on Saturday night. We're going to keep it moving here at the press conference. Now it's time to preview the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. Let's throw it up to Eddie Hearn.
Thanks, Karen. And yes, quite right. The undisputed welterweight championship of the world. Not many undisputed champions these days, but how good is it, particularly in female boxing, to find out who is the best in the division? Of course, next week, Katie Taylor defends her world lightweight undisputed championship in Liverpool against her mandatory challenger, Firuza Sharipova. Kaylee Reese and Chantel Cameron will meet early next year to find out who is the 140-pound undisputed champion. Clarissa Shields at 154, and of course Jessica McCaskill, the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. Cecilia Brackhouse suffered 2 defeats to Jessica McCaskill. Jessica McCaskill also travelled to London as a novice to challenge Katie Taylor. She also unified the division at 140 pounds. She is truly one of the real stars of female boxing. Victoria Bustos was the original opponent. She had problems with her vaccination status, and Candy Wyatt gets the dream opportunity to come in with a fight that was already scheduled that fell through, and now you sit here at the MGM Grand about to fight for the undisputed world championship.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. This is something I fell in love with boxing when I was 10 years old, and this has always been the dream to be a world champion and to fight at Vegas nonetheless. So thank you for the invite.
Obviously, you've been through the different phases of women's boxing, where I guess it was hard to even find a fight or find a purse, to see the rise of the female side of the sport. You must be very proud of that as well, to consistently see big fights now as part of either headlining their own shows or part of big fight shows like this.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more excited to see female boxing taking off, and it's growing in the amateur ranks as well, which is nothing but good news. But yeah, the way that female boxing is taking off in the pro ranks, I'm super excited about it, and I couldn't be happier.
You've had to fight a number of very good fighters as well, with Barra last time out as well, Kaylee Reese, and again up against a very good champion in Jessica McCaskill as well. Expecting a tough night at the office here at the MGM Grand on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Jessica's a gamer. She's going to come out ready to fight. But I'm here to fight too. I'm not here for the experience. I'm here to win. So expect fireworks on Saturday.
And finally, after everything that you've been through in the struggle for women's boxing, what would it mean to become undisputed world champion here in Las Vegas on Saturday?
It's hard to put into words. Like I said, it's been something I've been dreaming about since I was 10 years old. So I'm rendered speechless already.
Well, we look forward to the opportunity for you on Saturday. Jessica, you look like a caged lioness yesterday at the media workout. A lot of frustration in there, ready to go after 2 great wins against Cecilia Brackhouse. It's been a long time coming, but worth the wait here in Las Vegas, ready to defend all of those belts on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm always ready to go, and it's not always me. You know, Ricky will be like, hey, we're just going to go really relax and be really chill. And as soon as we get in there and I have the gloves on, he has the mitts on, it's crazy. So we just know to work, and we have a high work rate. And I work out 2 to 3 times every single day. So when I'm sitting in my hotel room and I'm waiting to do a workout and then you put a ring in front of me, that's what's going to happen.
Do you feel, I feel, that you might not have got the credit that you deserve when you look at your resume? You know, you come in with an early defeat in your career and then go and fight Katie Taylor in a fight that gave us all, you know, grey hair watching that fight. You were really a young, inexperienced lightweight at the time. Gave her one of the toughest fights of her career. Move up to 140 pounds, win the title, unify there. Then the opportunity comes up to fight Brackhouse in a division you're not really a welterweight. You took the fight, you won the fight. You had a rematch clause, you beat her in the rematch, you own all those belts. You feel like, you know, you need to take care of business on Saturday, but 2022 is your time to be in those mega fights.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to what we have planned for 2022, not looking past Candy at all, especially when somebody takes a fight last minute and she already had a fight, you know, that she was preparing for. So I'm not sleeping on her at all. And like she said, it's going to be fireworks. She comes forward, she throws punches with almost every step that she takes. You guys see how I fight. I like to brawl. But I'm trying to put together a little bit more boxing, show you guys a little bit more skill. But I'm trying to really make my mark in history and in the boxing world. I only have about maybe 25 amateur fights. And when I hooked up with Rick Ramos, he was like, we're going to move you really fast. And that's exactly what we've done.
And finally as well, from everything that, you know, I talked about Candy's struggle as well, yours as well, coming through into boxing and you know, the struggle that you had in life as well. Great to see you fighting on this stage. You know, you've been on some big cards, of course, Chicago and the Chocolatito Estrada card as well, but something very special about fighting in Las Vegas, especially for the Undisputed Championship.
Yeah, Vegas, it's always a dream for a fighter, just like having the green belt is always a dream for a fighter. I came to Vegas in 2014 and walked around the whole hotel and told everybody, like, I'm going to fight here one day. I wasn't even a pro fighter yet. And so to be here and to have spoken that into my future, it means everything.
Well, good luck to both of you on Saturday night. The undisputed 147 pounds welterweight championship between champion Jessica McCaskill and Candy Wyatt. If we could have a head-to-head up here, please. Thank you.
And we see the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Jessica McCaskill, and the hungry challenger, Candy Wyatt, staring down. And if we learned anything from last week, you can never count out the challenger. Both women hungry, both women motivated, and I will be joined by the champion, Jessica McCaskill. She makes her way down. Just another fantastic fight on this card. Joined now by Jessica McCaskill. Jessica, so we know that you won your titles versus Cecilia Brackhouse. Then you defended earlier this year. You won even more definitively. Is part of you happy that that chapter is over and now you can start a new chapter and defend against other people?
Yeah, I mean, that chapter was really just to let everybody know that Cecilia's resume wasn't as impressive as everybody thought it was, and if it was, then I must be the queen of boxing because I put the smackdown twice and got that ring belt, and that's really what matters.
She was undefeated before she faced you. Eddie talked about it a little bit up there. In your past, you battled homelessness. You had to work a 9-to-5 job while training to make ends meet. You had to get up at 3 a.m. Everything that you've been through, when you reflect on that, and you look at now on Saturday night, you'll be here in a packed house fighting at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I mean, if we told you that when you were going through those tough times, would you have believed it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always told myself to look for the bigger, better things and not to count myself out. I've always believed in myself. I've always had self-confidence. It was just a matter of figuring out what to do and when to do it and how I was going to get there.
On Saturday night, you'll be taking on Candy Wyatt, who is a late replacement. She's a tough competitor. She has 2 losses, but they have been against good opposition, against Alma Ibarra and Kaylee Reese. Have you been watching film, and how are you preparing for this fight?
I don't really watch film on other opponents. If you do that, you usually kind of get your mind stuck on one specific thing, and if they have changed up their game plan for you specifically, you won't see that when you're in the ring. I've seen like maybe 20 seconds of her fighting, but as always, my goal is to make sure I'm 100% in every aspect of my boxing, and that's when I know I'm going to dominate in the ring.
The status of the undisputed welterweight champion will be figured out on Saturday night. We have a stacked card. We have heavyweights. We have other fighters. So we're going to throw it up to Eddie Hearn to keep it going here at the press conference.
Thank you, Karan. Yes, stacked card on Saturday night here at the MGM Grand live on DAZN. Delighted to be joined by some more guests. Nissa Sauerland on the end there, Filip Hrgović, one of the top heavyweights in the world, Montana Love, one of the top 140-pounders in world boxing, and Emir Amatovic as well, undefeated heavyweight, taking on Filip Hrgović. We're going to start with the heavyweights. Nis, I'll start with you. The Filip Hrgović project is one that is extremely frustrating, trying to find top heavyweights to share the ring with this beast of a heavyweight. The good news is he remains active, Austria last time, and again, MGM Grand as well. But 2022 is going to be a very important year, and of course we can't take the eye off the ball on Saturday night either.
No, I think you used the operative word there. It's been a frustrating time for Filip, but the whole IBF situation, we went through the top 15 I think twice. No one wants to fight Filip, but now next year someone's going to have to fight for the mandatory, and I believe you're looking at the next world champ next year. 2022 is going to be Filip Hrgovic's year, and I just hope someone takes up to the challenge. I heard Zhang is up for it, so finally someone's going to step up to the plate. Respect to them, respect to Emir Amatovic coming out. It's always hard to get Filip opponents, but we're just happy to be in Vegas. Thank you to Eddie, thank you to his team for helping us. And roll on Saturday night, and you can see the future heavyweight champ.
Thank you, Nis. Yeah, Emir Amatovic, welcome. A lot of people didn't want to fight Filip Hrgović. You, as an undefeated heavyweight, said yes, I will fight him. And now you're sitting here in Las Vegas at MGM Grand, about to have the fight of your life.
Yeah, it's. I'm happy to be here. First, I need to say sorry. My English is not so good. I'm sorry for that. But I'm happy to be here. Last week I got a call for the fight against Hrgović, and I said, of course, I want to fight him. Yeah, why not?
Obviously, he's well ranked in all the governing bodies. Heavyweight boxing, one punch can change everything. Victory for you on Saturday would change your life. All of a sudden, put you in contention to fight for the world heavyweight title.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's why I'm here. I'm not here. I'm 100% here to win, and I will give 100% to win the fight on Saturday.
And you will come for that win. You will come for that knockout. Ready to let those hands go and shock the world on Saturday.
100%.
Thank you, Emir. Filip, welcome. Staying active, which is the good thing, but obviously not in the final eliminator that we anticipated you'd be in this time of the year. But again, mustn't take your eye off the ball. Undefeated challenger Saturday night, and we've seen a lot of fighters recently look forward to the next one and what might be next and come unstuck. So you have to stay focused on Saturday night.
Yeah, I need to stay focused. I cannot underestimate anyone. And thank to Emir to accepting the challenge. And looking forward to Saturday night.
What is it that these heavyweights see? Emir, not in that list, but these top heavyweights that have got a lot to lose. Why is the fear of fighting Filip Hrgović? I mean, you've been in a lot of these training camps with them, haven't you, as a youngster? So I kind of feel like your reputation, even in boxing, goes before you as well. But it must be frustrating for you that the winner of a fight with you would be the mandatory challenger to Alexander Usyk with the IBF on a 35% purse split as well. But yet they're not willing to step up and face you. You saw Michael Hunter. We won a purse bid. He took the talk, decided to pull out of that fight. Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, Charles Martin. They're all guys that have been asked to accept the challenge.
Yeah, you asking me, I should ask you that question, man. I don't know what's going on. You're the biggest promoter in the world, and I hope so you will find someone to fight me, you know. I'm looking forward to big fights. I said to my promoters and to you a long time ago that I feel ready for anyone. I'm training really hard. I'm focused on boxing 100%, and I'm looking for a big fight. Like I said, I'm focused on Saturday night. I don't want to underestimate anyone, but I know I have quality and talent to become the best fighter in the world.
Well, I can assure you that if you come through Saturday night, the IBF final eliminator will be next, because I've already got
You heard him.
Yeah, you've heard me. You heard me.
Heard now.
We've already got one that's ready to take it.
The best promoter in the world said that, gave me the promise, and I'm waiting almost 1 year to that fight to happen. And if everything go good on Saturday night, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, man.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you, Philip. Good luck, Emir. The co-main event on Saturday night, your opponent in the air, slightly delayed, Carlos Diaz. Montana Love, I watched you on the Jake Paul card, and I thought we have to sign this young man. You walked out there in your hometown in front of 17,000. You knocked out Ivan Barancic in a thrilling fight. You stood on that turnbuckle, you beat your chest, and you're a superstar. This is a massive moment for Saturday night for you here at the MGM Grand. Everything you've been through as well. Things get really real for you this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me here. You know, I'm very happy to be part of the Zone, you know, be part of your team. And Saturday night, I'm here to put on a show, man. You know, just beat me, you know, too pretty, look good while doing it and having fun.
That win against Barancic put you in the top 15, and on Saturday night you got a tough fight against Carlos Diaz. One defeat on the record as well, very tough game. Mexican comes forward, loves to fight. Expect a tough challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my last three opponents, you know, they've been saying the same thing about, you know, Ivan. They said Ivan was, you know, the biggest, which he was my biggest test, but I made it look easy. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just here to have fun, man. I don't think none of these guys really on my level. You know, I know Carlos gonna come to fight. You know, his only loss was to Zepeda, which, you know, in my mind, I really want to get him out of there sooner, but I'm gonna stick to the game plan, you know, and execute like that. That's all.
Obviously, Josh Taylor holds the belts at 140, but Saturday night, probably one more. Those belts could be freeing up next year, or if not, I know you take the Josh Taylor fight as well, but World Championships await for Montana Love in 2022.
Absolutely. You know, following your lead, I told you that. Wherever you put in front of me, we're gonna knock him down and keep stepping on him.
Montana Love against Carlos Diaz, really good fight in the co-main event on Saturday night, and of course Filip Hrgović against Amatović as well in the heavyweight division. Look forward to some great fights on DAZN this Saturday. Before we go to the main event, we're going to have a couple of photos up here now. Thank you.
Filip Hrgović, aka Stoneman, certainly hungry for a big fight. And to do so, he's going to have to get past Amir Amatović. Born in Serbia, lives in Germany. Amatović undefeated, 10-0. This will be a battle at heavyweight. Filip Hrgović has been called one of the most avoided men in boxing. As both men stare down. Also in action Saturday night, Montana Love providing chief support, co-main event. I will be joined by Montana Love to talk about his incredible journey. He will be taking on Carlos Diaz. Carlos Diaz, once beaten by Jose Zepeda.
That wouldn't be funny, he just turned inside.
Will be Montana Love's challenge on Saturday night. And Montana Love He comes down the stage. He'll join me. So Montana, we know that you have absolutely turned your life around. You had to deal with family loss and tragedy. You spent time in prison. Now you're here, and you called your time in prison the best thing that ever happened to you. Why?
Honestly, when I was out here in the streets and everything, I felt like I couldn't be touched. I was unstoppable. And, you know, it was a wake up. You know what I mean? It was a real awakening for me in there. It showed me, you know, taught me how to be humble, taught me patience, and it just made me realize what I wanted in life.
We heard from Eddie Hearn, your last performance against Ivan Baranchyk. You won impressively. You stopped him. You got the call from Matchroom. What was it like to get that call?
It was amazing. It was a dream come true. You know, I've been looking at Eddie and how he, you know, moves his guys, Shit, he got world champions fighting 4 or 5 times a year. You know what I mean? And that's like unseen. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So, you know, he treats his guys great, everybody happy, and you know that's something I want to be a part of.
And one last question before I let you go. Yesterday at the media workout, we saw your mascot, Poppy, the French bulldog. I understand Poppy's going to be walking you out to the ring. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. Poppy will be walking me out. You know, that's my best friend right there. That's my guy. You know, he's a superstar as well. You know, he ain't got to do too much, you know, to make a statement. But yeah, Poppy will be with me.
Poppy is certainly well dressed. I'm sure he's going to be on Saturday night. Montana Love, you're campaigning at 140 pounds. We're going to go down to 135 pounds to lightweight, and we're going to look at one of the major players in that division. He's joining Eddie Hearn.
Yes, thank you, Curran. And again, probably the most travelled man, not just in boxing this week, but in the world. George Kambosos. I mean, firstly, I think we should have a round of applause for George Kambosos after what was a tremendous victory. George, thanks for coming, and obviously an important fight in the division this week. But as you just said to me there before we started, you feel fresh. You feel like if there's a replacement on the card this week, you'd be ready to go. Unbelievable how the face has healed up.
Yeah, look, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I've been travelling like crazy, obviously after the big battle and the big win. But I feel so fresh. I feel good. I'm recovered already. The face feels great. So, look, if one of them does decide to pull out, just get the big checkbook out and I'll be in there. I'll use the same pair of shorts I use for Lopez, even if they're full of blood. I'll be ready to go.
It was just an amazing fight. I mean, thank you so much. Obviously, it was a joy to be part of for us. You know, picking the fight up, Madison Square Garden, it had absolutely everything as well. But not many gave you much chance to win that fight. You did, your dad did, Peter did, and your team did. But, you know, play out the way you expected it to. You had to go through the mill in that fight, not just in the first round, but in the 10th round as well. It was a real war.
Yeah, look, a lot of people didn't believe in me. Maybe 99.9% of the world didn't believe in me. You know, they thought they were going to get rid of me in the first round. But the most important person that believed, obviously my team, but the most important was myself. I believed like crazy. It didn't change throughout the whole preparation. I knew I was going to beat this kid, take everything off him, and that is what I did. You know, everyone's like, wow, it was a battle, it was a war. What a hard fight. Obviously, you won the fight, but what a hard fight. But honestly, I'm so fresh, I don't feel like it was a hard fight. I live for this. You know, I love this. The blood, the knockdowns, you know, the back and forth exchanges. I'm a warrior. I'm a Spartan warrior, so for me, I'll do this every week if I had to.
Take you back to that fight, just one question I've got on that is obviously the first round, you know, he came out, he told everyone he was going to stop you in the first round. With 20 seconds to go, you hold your feet, you hit him with a huge right hand. But I want to go to the 10th round because after that first round, you know, he came back a little bit, but you controlled most of the fight in the middle stages of the fight. He wins the 9th, he knocks you down in the 10th. And as a fan watching that, the fight looks like it's about to turn. You look like you're in big trouble. But yet you come back and you win the 11th and 12th round. That was what was going through your mind when you hit the canvas in the 10th round, because you looked like you were in trouble. You know, you went down, it wasn't a heavy knockdown, but it looked like the fight was turning.
Yeah, look, I lost my composure in that round 9 and round 10. You know, I lost control of the fight because it was my fault. I got too excited, I smelled blood, I knew he was ready to go at any time, and I made the mistake. So when I did get put down, you know, I got up, legs were a little bit wobbly, but I said to myself that you made the mistake, but this is how you're going to show how great you are. You're going to come back and finish a round. That was a minute 45 in round 10. Lopez stops any lightweight in the world at that point, but not Kambosos, because I had the heart of a warrior and I was ready to do whatever I had to do. I was prepared to die in that ring on Saturday night, and that's a scary thought because I got 3 kids, I got a family, but that's how much I love this sport. I got up, finished the round strong too. Came back to my corner, my coaches, they can see me laughing and smiling. Why are you laughing and smiling? Okay, because I stuffed up there, my mistake. Watch me punish him now for 2 rounds, and that I did. I busted him up for round 11, closed the show round 12, and the rest is history and you.
Absolutely. And of course, you've been everywhere this week. I think you're going to the fight on Sunday as well. But this fight, a really, really important fight for the lightweight division. You said off camera there, really looking forward to this fight. Devin Haney, the young charge now of the division. Now Tio's taking a back seat. And of course, JoJo Diaz looking to become a multi-weight world champion as well. This is a real fight.
Yeah, look, it's a great fight. Not only that, for me, it's a scouting mission and just having a look and seeing who's going to perform. But as a fight fan, I'm excited to be there, to watch them fight, and both very talented guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing who shows more. The big thing now is I'm in the driver's seat, so I want action. I want fight of the year candidates. That's what I'm looking for. And I want to give the fans their money worth. I'm not here to touch and run around and play games. And I'm here for action. So all these guys, they want the shot. They got to show me something. They got to really show me that. We're going to fight, that it's going to be a battle.
Is that your message to Devin, that you want to see him in the pocket on Saturday night and put on a show? You want to make, and you're right, you sit there now with a Devin Haney fight, or a JoJo Diaz fight, and a Tank fight, and a Ryan Garcia fight, but you want the biggest fight in boxing, and you want that to be built, and I guess you'd like to do that in Australia as well, if it could be made.
Yeah, look, that's definitely the plan, to take it back home, because I've been on the road since 2017. And I haven't fought in Australia for such a long time, and that was always the plan. Do the hard yards, earn it the hard way, and when we got everything and we win the championship of the world, we'll come back and we'll fill out 80,000 people in the stadium. This is exciting, this is great for the division, full respect to everyone in the division. Same as Lopez, I never disrespected him, I showed him my respect, but I had to do my thing in the ring. He's still in the mix too if he wants it, but I'm looking forward to seeing the fight on the weekend, the Tank fight. Ryan Garcia, hopefully he stops going missing and comes back as well. And Lomachenko and Commey as well. They're a great fight, so it all depends who shows the most now.
And finally, I know Australia is a big project for us in 2022. I feel like it's a market ready to set fire as well, but every market needs a role model, needs a superstar, and massive support from back home, from Australia as well. You really have changed the game over there.
Yeah, look, Australia they're still celebrating. I haven't even celebrated. I don't drink. I haven't even dared to have a drink yet. I've been so embedded in the media. But they are celebrating. They are really enjoying this. And like I said, this is not only my world titles, but it's their world titles as well as Greece. There's big plans there down under, and obviously you got some big plans there as well. But the face is here. I'm representing the flag, and it's going to be an interesting 2022.
Well, I know on behalf of all the fans around the world, congratulations on a great fight, and congratulations on your win on Saturday night. We're going to be joined by Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz up next. We're going to throw it over to Karen.
Hopefully that's your message. Got your answer.
Lightweight is certainly a red-hot division. So many big names. And we're going to be speaking to George Kambosos. George, bring you into the studio. So you spoke there with Eddie. We talked about you wanting to defend your belts now in Australia. There's probably going to be no more interested observer on Saturday night when Devin Haney takes on JoJo Diaz, obviously a future opponent for yourself. Do you, A, have a preference in who you'd like to fight, and how do you see the fight playing out?
Yeah, look, for me, this is a scouting mission now. I want to see who shows what. That's why I'm here. I could have went back home at the big celebration, at the big parade that they're planning, but again, my kids are back home. I still haven't seen them. But this is a scouting mission. I'm here for serious business, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. I know they want to put on a show because I'll be ringside. All the best, to them, and full respect.
this fight with Teofimo Lopez, there were so many false starts. It was pushed back a few times. I asked people in your camp, was there a concern of overtraining? They said there was not, because you're always in the gym. You spoke about the dark runs, being alone in the gym. I'm sure that preparation came to mind in round 1, in round 10, and all the tough moments in that fight.
Yeah, look, I was in the trenches non-stop, and I can't wait to be back in the trenches again. I put in the work. I'm always in the dark. Belts or no belts, I'm going to be putting in the work and preparing like a man possessed. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys do, and then we'll make the right decision and go from there. And I'm always in the dark. I'm always putting in the hard work. I can't wait for what's next.
With Teofimo Lopez, there was so much bad blood between your camp and his camp, between you and him. You fought 12 hard rounds. Is there a respect level now between you and Teofimo Lopez?
You look horrible yesterday, JoJo. For me, I've done my business. Like I said the whole week, it was never personal for me. There was no emotion for me. I come in here to handle business. When I'm inside them ropes, I'm a killer. So, he said, he wants to be a businessman. There's a killer under that business.
48 hours, Lord Devin Haney gonna whoop that ass.
If he wants it, there's respect there. I haven't heard from him. There hasn't been anything reaching out, even that he intruded my post-fight interview. But all the best to him, man.
George Kambosos said he hasn't had a drink to celebrate. Someone needs to get you a drink, my friend. A big part of the lightweight division is going to be decided on Saturday night. That is Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz. We're going to hear from both men. Let's throw it up to Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Curran, and thank you, Church, as well. This is it, and thank you to George Kambosos for coming. Great fight last weekend. That is done. The focus is this weekend. An incredible fight for the lightweight division here at MGM Grand, Las Vegas, live on DAZN all around the world this Saturday night. Wherever you are, do not miss this one. Devin Haney defending his WBC World Lightweight title against Joseph Diaz, looking to become a multi-weight world champion. Delighted to be joined by fathers and a co-promoter as well over there, Robert Diaz. Robert, I'll start with you. We got there. I said to you last night, I don't mind saying it in front of JoJo. I'm Team Haney. We were in the restaurant last night separately. I went over to you and I said, I believe Devin Haney will stop JoJo Diaz on Saturday. You nearly spat out your pasta and you said to me, absolutely no way, no way. You truly believe your man will beat Devin Haney on Saturday night and become a multi-weight world champion?
100%. 100%, because I know JoJo from the young man that stepped into the office to who he is today. I tell you all, bring out your pens, get them ready. Don't call it an upset, because he's been elite from day one, from the amateurs. You don't become an Olympian by just being average. He's been elite since the amateur days. Saturday night, in front of JoJo, there's a very talented young man, a very good world champion. But it's good versus elite. Come Saturday night, you will all see. Look, the beauty of boxing, nothing's ever written. Last weekend you saw it, this weekend you'll see it. JoJo Diaz will take that title back to California.
No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Bill Haney, this has been a tremendous journey for you guys. You've done a lot of it on your own. We've helped a little bit on the way, but it doesn't really get much bigger than this. Last time out, Mandalay Bay against Jorge Linares. This time out, MGM Grand against JoJo Diaz. And I felt like maybe a year ago we were stuck in that position of wanting those big fights and those big nights. We really sit on the back of a great resume in 2021, where your son can go on and claim to be up there as the #1 lightweight in the world.
Absolutely. All praises be to Allah. Alhamdulillah. All day, every day. You know what I mean? This has been quite a journey for Devin and our family to get to this point. Thank you, Eddie. Of course, thank you to DAZN. Thank you to Golden Boy for, stepping up to the plate and bringing on a very qualified JoJo Diaz, former Olympian, what we call a bad motor scooter. He's been bad for quite some time. He has a legendary reputation, both in the ring and outside the ring in the gym. His work ethic is unprecedented, and in his community, he runs people out the gym. I did my homework on him. He's going to come to fight, and that's what's going to bring out the best in Devin Haney. We look forward to that opportunity. Of course, Mr. Diaz, You know, he's dressed marvelous again. You know, but he has different suit, but same. You know what I mean? Yeah, same suit. You know, just reheated. Of course, he said the same thing about Jorge Linares. He said Jorge Linares was going to come, and Jorge Linares he thought Jorge Linares had everything to stop Devin, and he didn't. And no different than JoJo Diaz. We look forward to Devin impressively putting on an ass whipping on JoJo Diaz, and then you just give us the title of the Golden Boy Killer.
Last weekend in Madison Square Garden, I know this is about this fight as well, but obviously we don't want to look past JoJo Diaz, but we saw an upset. Devin is the favourite this week as well. Talks of huge fights, undisputed fights, but this is a very, very dangerous fight in the career of Devin Haney on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. It's we don't look past JoJo Diaz by any stretch of the imagination. You saw what happened last week with the 13-1 underdog in George Kambosos. Shout out to him and his family doing a tremendous job. He's quite a Cinderella story. And, of course, we can't look past JoJo Diaz, but we can't help but see George Kambosos in our city parading around as if he's an undisputed champion. We're hearing conflicting messages from the Kambosos camp as if we need to do something else better. But when you have Devin Haney, you have the youngest promoter in the game, youngest world champion, and a guy that has not only communicated with JoJo Diaz to make this fight happen, he also communicated with Jorge Linares, and he took the initiative before the world even believed it, and worked and talked with George Kambosos. We hope that after this fight, that George Kambosos and his team are men of their word, you know what I mean, and stick behind it, and let's make this shit happen.
Thank you, Bill. Over to another father, JoJo Diaz Sr. Massive moment for you as well. Obviously achieved so much with your son, but this is the biggest moment of his career on Saturday night. MGM Grand Las Vegas, trying to become another division world champion for the WBC lightweight world title.
Yes, that's correct, and he's not going to try to become. He's going to become the world champion. Joseph has been ready for this moment for a long time. I know Devin Haney, what he brings to the table, the goods that he has. But you know what? I know my son, and my son's going to do what he needs to do on Saturday night and get the job done.
He is the underdog in this fight. Do you not see it that way with the experiences he's had over his career?
Of course. I mean, they have him as an underdog because of the bets and stuff, of course. But you know what? That doesn't mean anything. Joe's going to go out there and do what he's going to do, and they're going to see something that they've never seen before.
And finally, there's respect in this fight, but spite as well, because so much is on the line. How do you handle, sometimes the entourage of Devin Haney, the young church down there as well, these mind games? Is that just you just tell JoJo just to stay focused and block that all out?
Yeah, just tell him, just ignore him, man. It's just a bunch of hype and stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, this is MGM boxing. It's not a circus. I mean, that's for the other casino down the street. You know what I mean? But they do what they do. He's getting paid pretty good money. You know what I mean? To do what he does. But if he wants to embarrass himself, that's fine. You know what I mean? But we're going to do what we need to do on Saturday night.
JoJo, massive moment for you on Saturday night. I want to say thank you for taking this opportunity. I know that you rate Devin Haney. I know you were due to fight Ryan Garcia. We goaded you a little. We didn't need to really do that because you step up to challenges. And you accepted this challenge. You sit here now. All the talk, of course. Say it again. MGM Grand World Lightweight Championship. This is the biggest moment of your career.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm excited for it. I did everything. I paid all my dues, not even inside the training camp, but just my whole entire career, fighting the best opponents possible to make me ready for this moment. And I'm ready for this moment. I already, paid all my dues inside of the ring. I had a tremendous training camp. We brought in some good sparring partners as well, and we're ready to go out and execute my game plan December 4th.
Obviously, you won the IBF world title against Tevin Farmer, and then you missed weight against Rakimov. But what we've seen since that moment is a much more focused JoJo Diaz. A big win for you against Javier Fortuna at lightweight as well. You seem incredibly focused in your mind right now and in your training.
Oh, absolutely. I already know that this is the moment that I prayed for my whole entire life, and for God to be blessing me with this opportunity, I'm ready for it. I'm not going to cut any corners, and I haven't been cutting any corners, and I'm just built the way that I'm built, and now I'm going to go out there and just execute what I have to do.
An unbelievable fight last weekend, George Kambosos with the upset as well. Expect a tough fight with Devin Haney, a tricky fight. Everybody talks about what you must do in this fight. You must get in on the inside. You must show your dog in this fight as well. But you talked about your own technical ability as well, and you expect a tough fight against Devin Haney.
Yeah, I expect it. I mean, it's going to be a good fight because we're both smart fighters. I'm not just going to be a brawler in there. I'm going to go out there and do what I have to do, adapt, and do what I have to do to come out victorious. So I'm going to go out there and, hurt him to the body, hurt him on top, but also I'm going to show my boxing skills as well. I mean, I'm a 2012 Olympian. I fought in there with the best fighters in my divisions in the past with Tevin Farmer, Gary Russell Jr., Andrew Concha, all these guys, and I'm planning on doing the same with Devin Haney.
Obviously a big moment for your career finally as well, but Devin Haney talking about George Kambosos and the Undisputed Championship, but a win for JoJo Diaz puts you in line for that fight, on the verge of just massive career-defining legacy, super fight, super money. Everything comes to JoJo Diaz through victory on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But my main focus is Devin Haney, just being the shit out of him and taking his will and taking his soul come Saturday night. And that's what I'm planning on doing. That's my main focus right now, is just going out there and just punishing him.
Devin wants to beat the shit out of you on Saturday, take your soul. I'm glad we got there in the end. Massive moment for you. Jorge Linares was the perfect fight at the perfect time. This is a different kind of challenge. You ready to perform and show the world what Devin Haney is about on Saturday night?
Of course, I want to start off by, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Alhamdulillah, this is a huge opportunity for me and my family. This is finally my time on a big stage to really show what I'm capable of. A lot of fighters come in there and they say what they're going to do. He keeps saying that what he's going to do about, he's going to dog me, he's going to beat the shit out of me and all this. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. But everybody got a plan until they get in the ring, and when it doesn't work, then we see what it really is. You know what I'm saying? He can say what he want to say, and I can say what I want to say. On December 4th, I will go in there and I will show.
Obviously, we saw last week an incredible fight as well. Do you feel the pressure to look good in this fight and make a statement as well? The special fighters will do that. Obviously, I know winning is at the forefront of the mind, but you want to go in there and show the world how special you are.
No, I don't think it's any pressure. At the end of the day, I'm going to go in there and do what I got to do. We had a great training camp. We studied JoJo. I feel like me and my team know JoJo better than even his own coach or his own dad. We know what he's going to do. We know what he's going to throw. We know we studied him so well that we know the mistakes that he makes. We know the habits that he has. So it is no pressure going in there. We're going to go in there and do what we do best.
I know that the aim is to win, and you say no pressure as well, but we had the conversation, I don't mind saying as well, about stopping JoJo Diaz. Is that the intention from Devin Haney? I know you want the win by any means necessary, but part of me feels like you'd love to get that means of victory.
See, this is what I feel with JoJo Diaz. He says that he's going to go in there and he's going to come right at me, right? Well, we saw how that worked with George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez. He went in there, he tried to run at him, he had no respect, and what did he do? He got caught. So either he can go in there and he can get caught with a big shot early, or I'll beat the will out of him. But you'll see.
And finally, the debate continues. Is it JoJo Diaz? Is it Kambosos? Is it Lomachenko? Is it Tank? We want to know who the best lightweight is in the world. Do you believe that is Devin Haney?
No doubt. Were you asking me if I'm the best lightweight? Of course. I am the best lightweight, and you guys will see on December 4th. I'll be one step closer to having all the belts in the lightweight division. But it all starts on December 4th, and I can't wait.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, JoJo, Robert Diaz as well. This Saturday night, MGM Grand, live on the zone. Do not miss it.
Devin the Dream Haney, only 23 years old, will be defending his lightweight title against JoJo Diaz, the hungry challenger. And if we learned anything from last week, it's that challengers are alive. You can sense the calm, collected confidence from both men. It's all going down Saturday night, December 4th.
Lord Devin Haney know how to do it.
George Kambosos is certainly an interested observer.
You're going to get beat up. You slow. Fastest man alive. Fastest man picking the ball. You the boss. Devin Haney show, and Eddie Hearn got the dope. You need to go to Bob Aaron with that silver shit. Yeah. Talking about you beat up for tuna. 2012. They don't even make car parts for something in 2012. They don't even have car parts for 2012, nigga. You talking about some 2012. You a bum, you a sucker, you's a buster. Oh, generic ass coat you wear. That shit ain't no pomade. That shit ain't no chrome hearts. You ain't wearing no chrome hearts. That ain't no Christian Dior. You broke. You and your daddy looking for a payday. Think you gonna get the money from Eddie Hearn? It's our turn, and the public thirst and burn. On our way to Australia with the great Kambosos.
And there you have it. Devin the Dream Haney defending his lightweight belt on Saturday night against JoJo Diaz. It's all going down here.
You know you're gonna get beat up on the floor. You lying to your family. You know it to yourself, JoJo.
Devin.
You know it to yourself.
Devin, what was he saying? Yeah, what was he saying up there?
Oh, he said he's gonna take it to me.
You know it to
What'd you
yourself.
tell him for a second?
I said he's gonna get caught.
Dev, what do you know, Kambosos, he was on the stage right before, and it seemed like he was talking about, he wanted you to be excited. Did you hear him talk about that?
That kind of confused me a little bit right there, because, you know, we already agreed that we was gonna make the fight happen, so it shouldn't matter what I go in there and do. At the end of the day, he did what he did, I go in there and I win, and then we make it happen for all the belts. It don't need to be about what my performance, who is he to judge off my performance? Why do I need to impress him? Let's make it happen for all the belts.
It sounds like Eddie was pushing for you to get the knockout as well. Is there any extra pressure for that?
No, I don't know. Ain't no pressure. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna beat him worse than he's ever been beat before. Either I'm gonna knock him out or he's gonna go in survival mode and he's gonna try to survive.
Devin, do you feel that by saying that he's already planting seeds to discredit you getting the fight? Kambosos is talking about it needs to be exciting. It can't just be.
Yeah. See, at the end of the day, we already agreed on a fight, so what's the point? Why do I need to impress him? At the end of the day, he's like, I shouldn't have to impress him at the end of the day. We make it happen for all the belts, and that it is what it is. It shouldn't be, I need to look impressive or do whatever, and that's some bullshit.
Is there something fair to it though? Because he's got those options of a Javante or whoever, so it's like, you know, I guess from his perspective is I want to fight the guy who makes the most buzz off his performance.
Man, let's make it happen for all the belts. The belts.
How you feel about the WBC and them saying that?
Because at the end of the day, listen to this. I have options too. I can go explore a Ryan Garcia fight and probably make more money. Well, yeah, make more money. I can go explore a Gervonta Davis fight and I'll make more money. Even a Teofimo fight, I will make more money. But I want the belts.
It's not just about the money.
It's definitely not just about the money. I want to be undisputed. So, but it all starts with December 4th. So.
What'd you see out there when you guys were facing off? I noticed your hands were down by your side, calm. His fists were all clenched up. Did you notice any?
I don't believe none of that cap shit. That shit is cap. Balling your fists up. What you gonna do? You're not gonna do nothing. What are you balling your fists up? We fight on December 4th. We getting paid for it, millions. What are you balling your fists up for? You're not gonna do shit.
Do you feel like it's like he keeps banking on, you know, he'll be more dog than you? Do you feel like he'll find out in this fight that you have just as much?
He's going to get caught, or he's going to be in survival mode. One or the two.
Right up.
Whether he can. I will listen. You know what I want him to do?
What's that?
I hope he see this interview. I want him to go in there and run right at me. Just run at me. Run at me. Do the TO. We call it the TO. That's the new shit, the TO. Just go in there and run at me, and we gonna see. We gonna see how that work out for him.
Usually, you're not very like, I'm gonna predict the fight and bring it, but this fight, you keep telling us he's gonna run into.
Because he's talking that bullshit. He talking that shit that he going to take it to me, and I'm going to dog him. Okay, all right.
In a way that him giving the game plan makes the job, you know, easier too. Is that what it is? Or?
I mean, I don't know if it's really his game plan or not, but if that's his game plan, if that's what he got to offer.
How you feel about
it will be a knockout.
How you feel about the WBC constantly coming out and saying that, you know, T.O. or Kambosos, whoever wins, you know, is a champion or undisputed?
They can say what they want to say, but because the people don't agree with it, it's disputed still to this day. It's not undisputed because the world is disputing it. So what can they say? They can say what they want to say. We keep disputing it, so let's just make it happen for all the belts, and it won't be no dispute after that. The winner will be the winner, and there won't be no more dispute.
So if he comes in with...
What we're going to see is at the
Roberto Diaz, so he said that he believes
Who?
JoJo is an elite fighter on the stage. How many elite fighters do you believe there are? Like,
Who said that? Oh, they do up there. Yeah. Say it again.
how many elite fighters do you believe there are? Like, obviously you would include yourself and any others.
I don't know. I can't really give these guys elite and with the level of competition. I feel like we got to fight each other to prove who's really elite. You know, with the lower guys, the lower opposition. You know, it's hard to tell who's really elite and who's not. Because before last weekend, the world was saying that Teofimo Lopez was the best fighter in the world. He was on a pound for pound list. He was this. He was that. He was best fighter in the lightweight division. He knocked everybody out. And look, so
just look.
Yeah, man, everybody's seeing the disrespect, bro. And it's like a lot of people that I know and a lot of people that I'm with, if you know what I'm talking about, is really upset about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them calling for you just to drop the belt. And if they ain't gonna respect you in the right type of way, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna tell you something, man. You're a real champion, bro. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I understand that, but at the end of the day, this has been a dream of mine since a little kid to be world champion, and it's still a dream of mine to become undisputed. So, you know, it's something that I'm gonna fight for. You know, it's been a long journey to get here, so I'm not gonna just give it up that easy. Even though, you know, I understand that people want me to, but this is something it's just bigger. It means more to me.
Just about Kambosos for a second. Do you feel like, I mean, obviously you're going to feel this way, but that you're the tougher style for him than Gervonta? Because he outboxed Teofimo.
Styles make fights.
Right.
You know, you never know until you get in there.
It just seems like it's going to be hard to outbox you. You might have a better chance with a shorter guy that is more of a puncher. But
yeah. So what you think JoJo going to be up against?
Thank you, Dev.
Champ, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Devin. Have a good fight.
Thank you.
What's up, Sean? Get the title in there. There you go. What's up, Eddie? Eddie, get a little cameo in. There he is. Okay, good.
December 4th, tune in.
I love to do everything that Colorado, green, organic, all that stuff. I'm very particular. I'm very hands-on when it comes to like
What's your one other kid? Brand new kid? Excuse me.
Yeah, I have another.
Hey, listen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's only 6 undisputed champions in the books historically. WBC said you have 2 belts. Why aren't you on that list?
At the end of the day, hey, I want to cut in and say something.
Come on in.
I got my young champion.
Big money here. Big money here. They've been talking. They know. Let them talk. Let bosses talk. Young bosses, man.
Dev, he said that he wants you to look excited. He only wants exciting fights.
And I think he's going to look very exciting. I think he's going to put on a beautiful performance. But he knows what he got to do. He's not going to
With
look
all due
over.
respect, why do you feel like I need to look exciting or whatever the case may be? Why not just make it happen for all the belts, no matter what?
Oh no, we're gonna do that.
Good. As long
as
If it make, it gotta
as
make
long as
sense.
it makes sense.
No, of course.
And I know you already said you come to Charlotte. So that's beautiful because I've had
I'll
to
fight
really,
you on Jupiter if I got to.
Look, hey, I told Eddie if someone pulls out, I'll fight this weekend. Regardless of the cut. I'll fight this weekend, but no one's
Do you
pulling out.
respect Devin as a champion in your
You got the
division?
belts now.
Do you respect him as a champion in your division?
Yes, of course I respect him. I always have respected him, and he knows how much I've respected him, and there is a mutual respect here. But if things go right, and the dotted line obviously gets signed by both sides,
Is this the
things will
true
probably
undisputed?
change.
Is this the true undisputed right here?
Look, we're going to get it done, and you know what? There won't be any
There won't be no more dispute.
games
There we go,
or bullshit about what it is. So
Why
you
do
know
you
what?
think Devin has been so much avoided? Why do you think he's been like one of the most avoided fighters like out there?
He's a talented guy. No disrespect there. That's not my business. Maybe they can't get the right fights.
Look at my interviews
but-
before the fight. I wasn't saying, oh, Tio gonna thrash him or nothing like that. I said, man, don't look too good to me. I don't know if Tio gonna win because I was talking to him. I knew how focused he was. I'm like, man, I don't know. I was actually gonna go bet on him. I'm fucking pissed still to this day. No, bro, I'm pissed to this day that I didn't bet, but I had to work out, so I couldn't time it right. But man, it's all good.
Look, I was a dog in that fight, and you know what?
You know what I said though?
I'm gonna make it back because we're gonna do it for the belts, and I'm gonna get all the money back.
So if he agrees to fight, if Devin agrees to fight you in Australia,
I'm gonna make more because I got all the belts.
If Devin agrees to fight you in Australia,
We gonna make it make sense.
if Devin agrees to fight you in Australia, is there any chance you'll turn it down at all?
If he agrees to fight in Australia, like I said, as long as it makes sense with everything else.
December 4th. We're gonna get past December 4th.
Yes,
we're gonna make it happen.
Focus.
We don't want to pull that TO card.
December 4th. December 4th.
George, nothing about that though is about a stylistic thing, is it?
I'll catch up with you later.
George, nothing about what you said is it at all a stylistic thing? Like if he's moving too much and being
no, because you look at the Linares fight, he came to fight. He showed that hunger as well in that dog fight, so that's beautiful. But look at the Selby fight. Selby's a mover, a boxer, but it's a great fight as well, exciting fight. So same with Mickey, boxes beautifully, exciting fight. So no, I just want to see good fights. I want to see exciting fights. And one thing about me, I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. Look at my track record. But they got to do their business first. He's focused, and I hope this little thing here doesn't lose any other focus. So he knows what it is.
George, with you, why won't this be like a Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson thing for you, and you'll be able to sustain and reign?
All them belts, the 5 belts that I have, you know, the undisputed, unified champ, whatever you want to call it. I don't care about all that. I don't care about the glitz and glamour. Even the media here, you know, and doing all this and being in the lights. I want to be in the trenches. I want to go train. You will find me in the gym tonight.
Sure.
Body sore, cuts, bruises, but I'm putting in the work non-stop.
You're going to train tonight?
Yes, 110%. I wanted to train the night of the fight, and my team had to stop me. That's the kind of fighter I am. You saw a small bit of ferocious Kambosos in that fight against Lopez. There is so much more. That was maybe a quarter. And they say when you win your first belt, you get about 30% better. I won 5 of them. So
How did you feel with T.O. saying he felt robbed? How did you feel about that?
No, it was his dad. So we can't believe anything his dad says anyway. So
does it just come down to who's going to bring the biggest check when it comes to if it's Gervonta or Devin?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because we saw it with the whole Triller issue, problems there, and then obviously went to Matchroom. It's never about money for me. Never about money. It's about legacy and what I believe in and what I think will be the best fights. My fight with Lopez, I believe it's going to be fight of the year. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury is a great fight as well. Maybe performance of the year, upset of the year probably. I mean, so at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't mean that who's going to pay me the most. Yeah, the money's great, but again, the legacy is extremely important to me, and to show that he just beat Lopez. Now he's going to fight, you know, a Haney or a Tank or a Lomachenko. There's no easy tune-up fight for me now. There's no, I got the belts, let me have a few tune-up fights in Australia. Fuck no. I'm coming for
because usually the rest of if it makes
sense. And I will fight all of them. I am going to fight all of them, and I'm going to beat all of them.
Because usually if it makes sense, I'm thinking right away the money. So, but what does that mean then if it's not about just the biggest check?
It shows the fighter and the warrior I am. Like I said, I feel like I'm fighting this week. I swear I feel like I'm fighting this week, regardless of the cuts and all that. And if someone pulls out, maybe I might. This means a lot more than just money.
Based off what you've seen up to this point, right, with everybody else in the lightweight division, who do you feel gives you the toughest task, the toughest matchup?
Look, styles make fights. Styles make fights. So at the end of the day, I can't say. Lopez gave me a great fight. To be honest, I didn't feel that it was technically a hard fight. I love the trenches. I love the warfare. I love the blood, the getting knocked down. I live for that. So even I told my coaches the next day, you know, and I haven't even watched the fight yet properly. I said, you know, that didn't really feel like a war, and they looked at me like stunned. What are you talking about? That was a war. But so much more for me to do, and the fights I want to be in. So you know, it's an exciting time.
Canelo's paving the way of being sort of the most active world champion we've seen in recent years. Now it looks like people pick up a belt and they might fight twice a year. We're talking about just wanting to fight, and you feel like it's a fight this week. Are we looking at a world champion who will be fighting 4 or 5 times a year?
No, not 4 or 5 times. That's way too much. You got to remember we are preparing 12 rounds, and you know, Lopez now one of the other big names. And so you need the right preparation, and it takes a lot out of you. So I'll be looking 2 times, 3 times, somewhere there. Just depends. Depends how the fights go. Depends how I feel. You know, I'm in control now, so I pick and choose when I want to fight and what I want to do. But again, the fans can see the kind of fighter I am, the warrior I am, what I do in the ring, and you know, it's full respect to the whole division. I love this division. It's a great division, and what better division to rule?
How do you expect Davis's fight to go Sunday?
Yeah, look,
and you'll be there too, right?
It's a good fight. Yeah, possibly I will be there as well. It's a good fight. I believe maybe Isaac Cruz might not be accustomed to that moment, but again, he's a pit bull. He's tiny, but he can fight, man, too. He'll come. But it just depends. Styles make fights. You know, no one believed what I would do to Lopez. No one believed I'd put him on his ass in the first round. No one believed I'd be able to outbox him and outpower him and speed him and maneuver him and, you know, bust him up the way he's never been busted up before in his life. That shows what I bring to the table, but shows that Styles make fights as well. So.
Speaking of Styles make fights, do you think, have you assessed at all that maybe Davis is the better style matchup? He's a shorter guy. You outbox T.O. This guy's a puncher.
No, he's not.
Me
and Haney are literally the same size. You know, he's got a little bit thicker shoes on today. He learned from me when me and Lopez went face to face the first time. I got the flats today, the nice leather shoes. So we're the same size. We're all around the same size. So no, that doesn't mean nothing. If it's going to be a fight, it's going to be a fight.
George, the division's so hot yet we've still got a lot of people in the 135 division where they're talking about people moving up to 140, and it's kind of like there's a lot of people half obsessed to push themselves up to 140. Let's just say fast forward 6 months and you were to get on the top together and beat perhaps Devin or JoJo, would you still look to cement your place in 135 and keep going, keep digging out that division?
Yeah, look, I feel great at 135. You know, there is still a lot of unfinished business at 135. And again, if one of these guys, Lomachenko, has 2 losses, Lopez has obviously his first loss. One of these guys this weekend will lose. What's to say that I don't fight one of them guys and give them a shot if they've come back and look good? Why do we got to protect this zero? Why is every fighter scared to take a risk? I've taken risk after risk, put my life on the line. What, because I care about a zero? No, because I care about my legacy. And if I fall chasing greatness, so be it. I'm the man in the arena, not the fan that's criticising or the media that's criticising. We're the guys that are in the arena. So we've got to get rid of this zero. I'm 20 and I'm undefeated. We really have to get rid of this zero, you know, bullshit, because you'll see even more fights. Look at the Hagler, the Hearns, the Rands, you know, all these legends. Sugar Ray Leonard, they fought and fought and fought. Why can't we do this? Who's to say Lopez doesn't come back and fight, you know, maybe fights a Haney or a rematch with Lomachenko, and then he beats him and, you know,
and you fight again, right?
And then we fight again, you know. It is what it is. It's a fight game.
Do you feel it's more likely, though, that you will have a homecoming title defense before jumping in there with one of these guys?
No, there will be a homecoming defense in front of 80,000 people. But it's going to be against the big names. I told you, I'm not here for tune-up. I'm not here for tune-up fights. Look at me, I feel great. I feel fresh. I'm ready. I'll fight this weekend right now if I have to. I'm not here for tune-up fights. Fuck that shit.
George, in terms of... George, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing
good. How you doing?
Very good.
I was calling. I was just wanted to ask you. You saying you using these fights, the Tank fight, this fight, and also maybe the Loma fight back in New York as like a scout?
Yes.
Do you have like a little time frame of when you gonna make that decision? Because like I said, you got all the chips. They all gotta come see you.
Yeah, look, I can take as long as I want right now, unless a mandatory pops up. But no, the decision will be made very, very soon. Obviously, they're all fighting over the next few weeks. Then we have Christmas, you know, and I've been away from my kids a long time. But by then, when these fights are all wrapped up, I will have a very solid, you know, person in my head. And once the Christmas and the festivities obviously end for everybody, the whole world shuts off, the boxing world shuts off, then there will be a very major, you know, announcement.
Do you think it'll be difficult at all when you get back home, a star, to stay the same old George?
I'm a big name in Australia regardless. Before this fight, wherever I go, I get stopped and asked for photos and have to, you know, be in the limelight. So really, nothing changes. Yeah, a little bit more, but I got my kids, I got my family. I stay low key, and I feel most at home when I'm in the gym. And I can't wait to be back in Sydney in my home gym there, you know, where I'm in the dark. I'm preparing. I'm with the young. We have the young amateurs with us because I see the hunger from them, and they see the hunger from me. You know, we've got the upcoming pros in there. And that's where I love to be. I love to be in the trenches. You know, there is no bright lights. Even that I'm here in Vegas in the bright lights, you know, this is not my home. My home is in the gym, in the trenches, in the dark. Nothing changes.
Have you got any bucket list things? Obviously, we'd love to see you fight in front of 80,000, 70,000 in Australia. Have you got any things now as world champion that are kind of bucket list things you want to see for your career? Venues, perhaps you want to fight in other countries outside of Australia?
Honestly, I fought in every major big venue there is in the world. I fought here, Madison Square Garden, MGM Grand. I fought in Madison Square Garden twice.
Wembley.
And I fought in Wembley Arena. I fought in Kuala Lumpur, in Athens. I fought in Australia, and the next step is to do a stadium fight in Australia. That is the bucket list. But just keep winning, man. Keep winning. Keep showing my greatness, and keep motivating. You know, the next champion, the next young guy coming up, the next kid that's watching this interview.
Do you feel pretty soon you'll stand alongside Kostas, who was the greatest fighter from Australia?
No disrespect to Kostas, you know, legend of the sport, but was not born in Australia. I am born in Australia. I've come through the Australian ranks, the amateur system, the local club shows, the selling the tickets, the getting the commission, $5, $10, the tables. That there, come overseas, no big promoter, fighting on the undercards, first fight of the night. I fought Mickey Bay, first fight of the night. You know what I mean? So, I am the greatest fighter in Australian history. No disrespect, some will believe it, some won't, but I know where I stand. No one's ever done what I've just done and bring him back home. And there's more to do. I'm only 28. The way I look after my body, I don't drink, I don't party. The way I look after my body, I can go till I'm 40, maybe longer.
And lastly, George, you know, you fought a beautiful fight, better than just about anybody thought.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it seemed as though people felt Tio didn't fight up to his best capabilities. Do you feel that's true at all?
No. He came fully prepared. He came fully prepared, and you could hear him in the press conference and the interviews, and how well he prepared and trained. Shit, he had fucking 9-10 months to prepare for the fight. You know, regardless of the COVID and everything else. He had 9-10 months to make the weight, and he made the weight. So, no, he came prepared. He just wasn't prepared for what I bring, and the dogfight, and the warrior I am. And to get hit with whatever shots he brought on. And again, his team in his corner, they said it as well, that any other lightweight taking their shots goes down, but I made it still. And again, he said that. That's first hand from his corner. When he put me down and I got up and I finished that round with a minute 45 to go, and I finished that round strong. And he came back to his corner, he said it. He goes, I can't put a dent in this guy. This guy's made of steel. And then I come back around 11 and 12 and do what I did and show the stamina and conditioning. It's a different breed. I'm a different breed, and like I said, these belts will make me even hungrier.
Do you think he fought the fight with ego? Perhaps there was a lot of like quick early hooks. If he thought, if I land, I will knock George out. Essentially.
Not ego, emotion, but that is because I got under his skin. I got in his head, you know, and that's what I've been doing many years. But they thought that they could take me out. The power, whatever he had there, the Lomachenko fight that he had so much success in, the knockout against Commey, they thought that they would take me out. Mm-hmm. But little did they know, I am made of steel.
And got a better effing defense than we thought too.
They don't realise, and my sparring partners, if they listen to my sparring partners in the interviews, man, we can't touch Kambosos. The movement, the sharpness, the angles. I'm 250 rounds with Manny Pacquiao. You know, I mean, what's these lightweights going to do to me?
We should have known.
You know what I mean? But if you knew, you would have betted on it. You know, I mean, maybe some of you did. You would have betted big money. At one stage, I think 12-1 odds here in Vegas. So, look, it is what it is. And again, probably going into the next fight, you know, whoever it is, I'll be an underdog again. Mm-hmm. But I thrive on being the underdog. I love it, and you know, I'm always in the dark preparing.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Thanks, champ.
Thank you.
Beautiful performance.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thanks, man. Oh, thank you.
Here we go.
All right, guys. It's your boy Sean still walking around here. I think we might be done for the day. Although you heard George say he's going to the gym later tonight. So we here at FightHype might want to ask George if we can swing by the gym and see the champ work out, get some footage of that for you guys. But yeah, man, guy, hard not to get a little fired up or respectful of what George was talking. What's up, Craig? How you doing, man? Good. Yeah. Good, man. You got a minute, man?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. Right here with my man Craig Richards, one of the top 175 pounders in the sport. Craig, what brought you out to Las Vegas, man? You here to watch Haney or here to get some work, or both?
Both. You know, I was in New York last week. I watched the Lopez fight, was in the gym zone over there. Then this week, I'm now in Vegas, obviously embracing, just watching how everything operates in the States. You know, it's good to see how things operate across the pond. And I've been in the gyms this week, down with Coach K. Just got some sparring in with down at Salas's gym, 2 good Cubans, southpaw, 1 heavyweight, 1 middleweight. So I've just been experiencing the different atmospheres and different gyms and just learning the experience and, you know, always putting tools in my arsenal to have growth in my career, you know?
You know, back in May, Conor Benn had a similar tour that you're having right now.
Okay.
And it seems like you fighters from the UK, you have such a passion for the sport. You know, sometimes in America we take it for granted because we for decades so many big fights and we take it for granted. But is that true? It seems like
hungry, fire's burning. It's one of them sports that you can't be hungry and you can't not be hungry and do. You got to be like very passionate and be like obsessed with the sport. And like this is my time off. Obviously, I fought a few weeks ago, and as you can see, what I'm doing with my time off is to come back around boxing. Going around the gym, sparring in my time off, coming to the shows, the Haney show, the Lopez show, etc. And, you know, really embracing the boxing and doing my studying in my time off before I get back into camp.
Mm-hmm. When do you feel you'll be able to fight?
Hopefully March. I'm looking to get back out March. You know, if I keep training every day, twice a day, up to over the Christmas period. And then come January, we hit a full camp again with a date. Obviously speak to Eddie, get the date set and the opponent set, and I'm ready to go. I'm just looking to get back up there, take these world titles and clear up in the sport and, you know, stamp my name and my authority at 175.
Yeah, because you've been there before. You had a good fight with Bivol for the championship of the world.
Yeah.
Who do you think, outside of yourself, is the toughest dog at 175? Or do you actually, how do you see Beterbiev Brown going? Do you think Brown has a shot there?
He has a shot. You know, Beterbiev's getting older. He can always, the last thing to go there is always your punch power, so he'll definitely be carrying that. But his reflexes might have gone, he might have slowed down a bit. Brown's young, he's fresh still. So, you know, he's in with a chance. You saw boxing last week with the Lopez fight. Everyone would have writ off Kambosos, and he went and won all the titles. So with boxing, you never know. Styles make fights. It's a very interesting fight to see. I would say probably the top dog people talk about, one of the best pound for pounds was Dimitri Bivol. And obviously I boxed him, come around short. All thought to myself, not stepping up the gears a little bit earlier, you know, scoring him a bit wrong. But that's why obviously I want to go back, and I feel like once I go back and beat Dimitri Bivol, I'll be stamped authority as the guy at 175.
Just got to get your thoughts too, man, on the fight. We're here for Saturday. How do you see Haney Diaz going?
You know, it's going to be a very good fight. You know, Haney's a tremendous operator. I remember he come down to our gym at the Matchroom gym. He sparred down there, and I thought, yeah, he's got some skills.
In the United Kingdom?
In the United Kingdom, he come
wow.
down to the UK, and he come down to our gym and he sparred down there, and I thought he would look very good. And his dad, Bill, very cool guy as well. JoJo Diaz, he's not no joke. You know, he's Olympian. And he's got a high pedigree and he's a very good professional, so it ain't a walk in the park. But I feel like Devin Haney should prevail and come through to win Saturday night.
Is that part of why you came? Like, you met Devin at that when he came and sparred at the gym?
Yeah, and I remember his dad's energy in the gym, I just liked it. Like, he had a good energy. I was just like, yeah, it's funny, it's making me laugh when the sparring was going on. So I thought, yeah, I got to come out and support. You know,
maybe you were like, you know, we need more of this.
We need more of this. You know, I like, you know, for me, I like the American atmosphere in the gym. You know, the gym was, when I was just down at Salas's gym just now, sparring the Cubans, they was all round the ring, shouting for their guy to egg him on, to press him on me. And I like that. I like to embrace that, because you like to be in hostile environments, hot gyms, because come fight night ain't easy in there. So you want to put yourself in the most uncomfortable situations to get yourself prepared for fight nights.
That's just awesome to hear you enjoying yourself out here, man, and soaking it all in.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm definitely enjoying it. How are you enjoying it?
I mean, I live here, so it never gets old.
Yeah.
You know, work is work, but I love it, man. I'm like you. I love boxing.
Yeah.
Just can't fight like you.
It's like an addiction.
I'll ask some questions, you know.
You picked a different side of the boxing. We're all in boxing, but you pick the smart side. I get punched, you just do the interviews.
You gotta be very smart to become champion in that ring, though, right?
Yeah, 100%. You definitely do. You know, even on the journey, beating the guys I've beat, winning the WBA Continental, International, British title, Southern area. These guys, they wasn't no jokes. They boxed for the Olympic team. Some of them had higher pedigrees. 14-0 unbeaten, 12-0 unbeaten, 10-0 unbeaten, 12-1. These guys were higher pedigree guys. So to get through these guys. And I think all the title fights I've had at light heavyweights, I've knocked them all out as well. So you've got to kind of know what you're doing in there and be dedicated to sport to be able to do that.
Well, thank you, man. I just want, I know you picked Haney, but you got him by stoppage Saturday night, or it probably goes 12? What do you think?
It's a hard one to call. Depends on how JoJo Diaz comes. I think it's points. Yeah, I think points. Win by points, yeah.
You got not getting caught up in it all. Yeah,
No, I feel points. I think he'll be smart. JoJo will be game. He knows what he's doing in there. So I feel Devin will just have to outsmart him and box and pick his shots well.
Thank you, Craig, and hopefully we see you in the ring March or soon, if not March. You know.
Definitely, man. Hopefully as well. I'm training anyway, so I'm ready when the phone goes.
Yeah. Have fun sparring those Cubans, man. I know they're tricky.
Very tricky, and they were trying to take me out today. Well, lucky or not, I'm doing in there.
Oh, because you're a visitor. That's
around the ring like, you ready? Shaking the ropes. I was like, hold on, what's going on here? This ain't like when I'm in England.
No, but Sal's a good man.
He's a very good man. Yeah, I liked him. Very good man. I'll definitely go back down there again.
Keep enjoying the work, man. Thanks for your time, Craig.
Thank you for yours.
Good luck to you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Thank you. All right.
I got my Devin Kambosos video.
Did you?
Ready?
Nice one. Thank you. God bless, man.
All right. Jeff, can I just ask you about Devin for a second? Okay, thank you. All right, you know who the man is. My man Jeff Mayweather, the Mayweather Boxing Channel, along with his man Jody. But
You're sneaking in there, man.
Don't do that.
Okay, we won't do that again.
Okay.
Only the Mayweather gets the
No
camera
joking.
time. No, I hear you, Jeff. Only Mayweather gets camera time. But speaking of Mayweather, I'm sure you've known Haney since he was a young kid.
Yes, I used to train him.
What have you ever thought? Oh, you did. You used to train him. But what have you ever thought about, comparisons to your nephew?
Well, I mean, of course, I saw the growth of Haney, and actually, I always said that one day. I even told his father a long time ago. I said one day he's going to be champion, and basically now I feel like a prophet because he's champion now. Mm-hmm. And I think that I trained him for quite some time. I think I was the first Mayweather trainer, and then Floyd actually trained him, right after that. So basically, of course, he knows a lot about the Mayweather system of boxing as well. But, I think that, right now, I think it's just everybody is trashing Tio. But still, now, let these other fights be made. I mean, he's out the picture now. Get these other fights made. And that's what I think that's what I think the lightweight division needs. I mean, there's so many great fighters there, but they're not fighting each other. So,
who would you put your chips on long term? Who's the best guy in the division? I mean, we don't know till they fight each other, but who do you think?
No, I think that the only one person that I would say, and not saying that he would win, but the only one person that separates from anyone else is Tank. Because if Tank gets you once clean, the fight might be over. I don't care who, any one of these guys. But also at the same time, Devin's a great boxer. Kambosos, great boxer. So you never know. You never know what can happen. But like I said, the one common denominator that nobody else has, and that's Tank.
And he has skills to go with it.
Yeah, and Tank can box as well. So so basically, I'm not necessarily saying that he would win. I don't know who would win. I think that any given night, any one of these guys could actually win. And that's truly what I believe in my heart. That not either one of these guys has shown me that they're the cream of the crop. Only one showed me that if he hit you one time clean, the fight can be over, and that's been Gervonta.
Do you think he wins his fight Sunday? A lot of people seem to be picking him by knockout.
Well, I don't know nothing about the guy,
He's
so
aggressive.
if he's aggressive, he get knocked out. It's that simple. That's easy. That's an easy call. So, yes, I think that Tank will be winning on Saturday. I think Devin will win on Saturday as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
What if Haney gets his shot at Kambosos?
That's a good fight. That's a very good fight. I mean, I think Devin's a little more polished, but I mean, I didn't really know much about the guy, and now all of a sudden he got all the belts.
He fought his ass off that night, didn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, and so basically, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a great fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Devin's not a knockout guy, so we don't need to look for a knockout. We need to look for skills between the two of them.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I know you got more work to get to for your channel, brother. So
yeah, man.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah. Oh, see, for some reason I thought you'd have the Mayweather channel on there.
We'll take it.
But at the least, we try to make sure to plug Jeff's channel.
Yeah.
So
Keep it our good
Plus.
graces.
yes. Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, you might as well get his prediction real quick on the fight.
Oh yes, please.
Dude, I'll put the. I was gonna. No. This line's gonna be forever. He just took me.
Okay, time for me to do a prediction.
Yes. All right, let's do this.
I got Haney in this fight. I think Diaz is a really good fighter who's in his prime. He's peaking. I saw his workout yesterday, and I was impressed by his foot and hand speed. He looked a little faster and more explosive than I thought he would. But that being said, Jeff, this is a guy that started at 126 pounds, and Devin's going to be a full-fledged welterweight one day. I mean, he's a big boy at lightweight, definitely, and he's long, and he's got great length. So that means JoJo's going to have. JoJo, his train, Devin's added in Ben Davison, very smart young guy in the sport, and he said that Diaz is going to be reckless and trying to cut distance. He's going to keep running into something. And I got to see Devin spar, and his skill set is blossoming. He's growing. He's growing and getting better every fight, and he knows how to throw the right hand against the southpaw. So even if JoJo, that lead hand is parrying Devin's jab, I think Devin's going to nail him with the right hand. And once he gets that range, he can start lighting him up in this fight. So I definitely got Devin Haney in this fight. It's not because JoJo's not a good fighter. He is. But he's a little guy compared to Devin. And I think Devin's better than him anyways. Right. So when you factor in the size to go along with it, this fight could get one-sided for Devin Haney. And I think it will. I think he's going to... anyone who wasn't a believer before this fight, I think he'll make him one. And anyone who jumped off the train with the Gamboa performance, I think this is the one, especially with Tio losing over the weekend, this is the one that gets him back on. Me and you talked about Tank and Haney, and I won't make a pick in that fight right now, but I do think Devin's well on his way to being the most skilled lightweight in the game. I got Haney.
All right.
Thank you, Jeff. That's right. That's right.
Charges going to be cleared up, or what?
I mean, that's not me. I'm married to Mila Kunis. I'm collecting.
Does your wife know that?
Huh?
Does your wife know that?
I mean, it's Mila, so she knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What about your
of
kid?
course. Huh?
Oh, your new little kid.
Of course. We got a lot of flack in the media for not bathing them and whatever. You worry about your fucking kids, okay? My kids.
Appreciate it, John.
Thanks, Jody.
You make the sacrifice, and I made a lot of sacrifice throughout my career. Take the risk. Chase that one. Did like a 30-minute interview.
Hey, Samrano, come sta? Molto bene. This is the biggest Sicilian in Las Vegas, right?
No,
he's Mexican.
Mixed Italian.
Same thing. It's the same thing. You threw an eagle in the middle of the flag and called it Mexico.
There you go.
You took the flag. No, that's good.
You gonna wait in line?
How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good. Mick, man, good final prediction from you?
We gonna stop JoJo. I don't know how or what round, but I don't see him. He not gonna go 12. I'd say like maybe he tough enough probably to get to the mid rounds, but I'll see Devin winning by a stoppage.
Did you get a chance to see him work out for a second there yesterday,
JoJo? A tad bit, but I didn't already, I kind of, I know him like the back of my hand just from watching him for Devin. So, it's really nothing that good fighter. He is a good fighter and he's tough, but Devin just hit a whole nother level. this camp in the last couple months, and you know he just turned 23 a week ago. Man, he just vicious. He can't wait for Saturday.
You think Devin's gonna have a fight in a southpaw, have a great exhibition with that right hand? What he's able to do, countering, lead,
everything, really. Yeah, the right hand too. But he gonna let so much stuff go. It's so much stuff that we've been working on, and it been coming off like this. So I'll be surprised if JoJo see that 12th round. That's really, I know he gonna win 1,000,000%. If JoJo make the 12th round, then it's something different about him. But I don't see that happening.
Are you feeling a little good right now, Mickey, getting your props that, like, people were like, oh, Kambosos had a split decision versus Mickey. T.O.'s going to ice him, and then it turns out, arguably you had the more competitive fight.
Yeah, well, that's because during my prime, I could have been but my management, I couldn't get fights. I was a little beef my manager had with me. I just couldn't get the fights, Otherwise, I would have been, that top. But, that's why, like I said, you got dudes like who Teofimo named Tevin. That probably happened. Now, Tevin, don't go running now. You said you're going to keep me in retirement, Tevin. I want to smoke, and I want it right away. I don't need to tune up. So, we going to get it on before Devin next fight. But, I'm proud of him because, after we fought, he told me, because that fight was actually the fight, Teofimo. And he was like, I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to beat him. He told me he was going to beat Teofimo. He did it. And he told Devin, he was telling Devin before this fight, it's going to be me and you, not Teofimo. But he said, I'm going to be a man of my word and fight you. It wasn't like he was doing it on no trash talk. Right. He was just saying, I'm going to beat Teofimo. They overlooking me. And I'm going to fight you. He was telling Devin this directly, so I think that it's a blessing in disguise. And to me, that's the biggest fight in boxing right now. Most exciting fight to be made.
Well, speaking of, holding true to his word, right before you guys came out with Devin, he was talking about Haney's got to look good. He can't just win this fight.
We talked though. He said looking good to him is different. Than everybody thinking they got to be some,
banging out.
Yeah, even though.
Because I almost took it like, are you saying if he's fighting like a counter puncher and using his movement?
He said he respect that. He said that he gonna fight him pretty much. He just, like any fighter, you want the business straight, which I'm sure Eddie Hearn will make it happen. So, it's no reason that this fight won't happen. You got two fighters that really want to fight, that really got that old school dog mentality. So, we got work to do Saturday, but I'm 1,000,000% sure that Devin will handle it, and that him and Kambosos will be next. And early next year, first quarter.
And just before I let you get out of here, Mick, how do you see the fight Sunday night, the Tank and Cruz?
I see Tank stopping him. The kid can fight, though, but I think that just his style, Tank finally fighting somebody shorter than him. The kid, I think he called himself Tyson or something, right? Little pit bull kind of fighter. I think he might, land a couple nice little shots on Tank because, Tank will be there, right in front of him. He'll be in front of Tank. But, man, I think another highlight reel for Tank. I see him running into that uppercut and Tank knocking him out, but or even stopping him to the body. But I don't think too many dudes. It's going to take a real good skilled fighter like a Devin or a Kambosos to go that, make that a later round fight. Tank will probably blow through everybody else by knockout, to be honest.
Thank you,
I think it's time for everybody else.
Thanks, champ. Appreciate you always giving us the time, man. Thank you, man. That's right, the former lightweight champion of the world. And even past his prime, on a couple weeks' notice, went 12 and almost beat the current undisputed lightweight champion. So props to you, Mick.
Now he fighting my young guy. Yeah. Now he gonna fight my young guy, Devin Haney. Yup. And Tevin, don't go running. I heard you said you wanted it. You've been coming out. You a dude that I come out of retirement. I feel like I can beat. So you know, we gonna do it too.
Thanks, Mick, and good to see you too, Josh.
Yeah,
All right.
you know one thing, Sean. Devin's going to execute him with extreme prejudice. Mark it down.
That doesn't sound fun. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
So obviously we're now 48 hours out.
All right, everyone. I think that looks like it's about it. I'm going to go ahead and try and talk with George for a second after we wrap up here, see if maybe we can get FightHype in the gym, get some footage of the champ training. So thanks so much, as always, for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed tuning in. And both guys, honestly, sincerely looked ready at that stare down. I think we got a good fight. I got, Haney winning, but I think it's going to be fun to watch. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in to FightHype.